Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here at the Fashion Fix. We are thrilled to be here with you today, and there are so many amazing things going on. It's really going to be impossible for me to tell you about all of them, and we don't really know where to start, so I'm just going to pick a place and kind of dive in. Here in the Second Life community, this week alone, the fashion community is in full force. They're opening hearts and sharing and working together for charity. Fashion for Life is kicking off today at noon, SL time, in fact. They have 9 Sims, numerous designers, sponsors, from the lesser known to the well known. Everyone is coming together for Relay for Life. And it's astounding the good that we do together here, the amount of money that gets raised every year. You just have to look it up and see what I mean. And so the effort is well worth it. Also, the Fifth Buddy Walk is kicking off, and that is for Down syndrome, and a collective of music, designers, performers, all joining together in the spirit of the cause. And there's so many philanthropies that everybody is touched in one way or another. So our time here we can devote towards making the world a better place, just like First Life. One of the craziest Pazzo style challenges is coming up this weekend with a lot more, and that is the moving editorial. So you're going to have to keep an eye out for that. And, that fills up your calendar for the week, and there's probably a few more things in there that I forgot to mention. But speaking of keeping busy, it is now my honor and pleasure to introduce this lovely lady sitting next to me, Miss Harlee Lane. Thank you for being here, Harlee.
Thank you for having me. It's a joy to be here.
It's taken a while to get to sit with you.
It's been a few years, I believe.
It
Yes.
has. It's more than we want to count. Let's just leave
I
that
know.
to our hairdresser.
That's true.
Now, will you share with the audience how you got your feet wet in the fashion community here, Harlee?
Oh, wow. I got my feet wet because I wanted to learn the fashion industry. I wanted to be a model, and I loved the fashions in this world. So not long after, rezzing here, I started searching out how to, go to school and become a model and see what I could do to learn about the designers and that industry. So I started school in 2008 and started kind of hit the ground running. So many doors opened up. So it's just been a very full experience all the way around, and I've enjoyed every day of it.
Okay, so what part of it would you say that you love the most, like out of anything?
For me, I enjoy runway. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I love the print work as well. But I think so much more I enjoy announcing shows, emceeing shows. I think that's just kind of my niche. I love music and DJ, and became a DJ really before, um, uh, you know, going into the industry, just a little bit before. So I believe my biggest joy is announcing shows and getting to talk about each of the designs and the designers and just enjoying the music, and so it just kind of goes hand in hand for me.
It really does,
Mhm.
sort of the moving art in tune with the
Yes,
music, and
it is. It's an adrenaline rush. The
it
best I can
is.
describe
And
it
it,
is.
it
Yeah.
was endearing to me, I guess, getting to sit with you since you and I both, in Second Life anyways, got our start in the same exact club. So
Yes,
that's
we did.
another time, another story, though.
Yeah, sure is.
So now I'm going to ask a not so easy question. Is there anything you would say you don't like? If there was one thing about the fashion community, is there anything?
Hmm. Um, you know what? I can't say that there's really anything that I don't like. For the most part, most everyone I've come in contact with through the years has been just a joy to work with and uh, collaborate with. I really don't, and I know that when you're working hard and you're rushing to meet a deadline, you know emotions can get a little sticky. but you know what? Everyone is there for a certain cause, and there is a lot of charitable causes that the modeling community pulls together with the music industry and works for. But and I don't see really a bad thing about any of it. Really, it's how can I dislike it? I love it all.
And you know what? The thing that I enjoy about you is you truly mean that. You know, it's
I
something
do.
you're so passionate about, which leads me to the big news. You know, do you think they're ready to hear it?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should
Oh,
make them wait.
oh, do tell.
Well, the Pulse TV network is pretty stoked to announce that Harley Lane is going to be joining our family, and she is going to be hosting our newest show that's coming up here in a couple months, and that's Total Model Makeover. And there's a lot of info that we have leaked about it. Some of it's still a surprise, I would say, but this is one of the biggest steps forward is welcoming Harley to the team and just talking with her about it. She's going to bring something fantastic just to the table. She's
Well, thank you. I almost don't know what to say, but you know what? Get ready for it because it's gonna be some ride. That's all I know
I
to
think
think
has to
about it.
do it from her. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what she's got
I get
planned. We're going to
I get
see.
hyper thinking about it. Uh-oh.
There's that passion that I really like. And speaking of passion, our designers today, Indigo and SingSong from SELDOM Blue, they bring that sort of lustful, passionate side in their designs to Second Life. And we're going to find out all about them and that when we return from a word from our sponsors. Expect the exceptional. Exhilarate Studios. Welcome back, everyone. And sitting here with us on the stage now, we welcome Indigo Blue and SingSong. Thank you, ladies, for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right. So how long have you ladies been designing here in Second Life?
Well, we've been in World for about 6 or 7 years, but I guess we've been designing for about 5 or 6.
So do you really do your designing chained up in the basement?
Definitely. It's the only way to design.
Does it help inspire you? Maybe.
Well, being in the basement and having no distractions actually makes it sound like I'm in a dungeon, which is not quite true. It is actually just an office basement, but it works for me.
No, I mean you do more than just ladies' intimate apparel, but what you decide to go with the intimate apparel range?
I think personally there's just something about the female form, especially here in Second Life, where you can be, the perfect shape or any shape that you want to be. And I love working in the medium that I use. I just love working in it so much that doing texture work on the body is pretty much an obsession. It's just wonderful. I just love doing it. So
But also, I just wanted to say that with her talent at art history, when you see some of the lingerie that was around, certainly 5 or 6 years ago, you could see that Indy's designs kind of lent themselves to this beautiful, intricate, feminine design, which I think was massively influential at the time.
So from coming from a background in graphics design in First Life and bringing that here, was it hard to transition into the texturing and building, or was it easier for you with that background?
When I first realized, when I was a newbie way back in the beginning, and I first realized that you could create your own fashion by using the tools that I already use in day-to-day life, which is primarily Photoshop, I was giddy with excitement. I was so excited and I couldn't wait to get started. So for me, it was a fairly painless transition, and it was just unbelievably exciting to get started.
It is an art form, truly,
Mm.
and it is an, artistry in itself. But where do you draw your influence for your art?
Inspiration for me, I don't know about Sing, because Sing also produces a sort of a wide range of fashion products which are completely
Hmm.
different to mine. But for me, inspiration, of course, some of it comes from the net, because there's so much lingerie and obviously, other fashion wear out there. But also from what I see people wearing, textures that I might see on products, on plates or cups
Hmm.
or fabrics on walls. Anything can be inspirational. So I'll just take a picture of it with my phone, and then I can use that as a starting base.
And also I would suggest that Indy finds a lot of inspiration from me. That's
From yourself.
just the way it is.
Where did your
Okay.
name come from, SingSong? I want to know.
My name?
Your
It
name.
was going to be Big Mouth.
That's a great name.
Okay. Actually, I am a singer, actually. So when I first came into SL, Indy got me in, as it were,
I dragged
and
her in.
interested. Yeah, and I was really interested in the music scene, and I went to a lot of live music events and thought that that was what was going to be of interest to me. And actually, once I saw what Indy was creating, and it was so beautiful. And I mean, I know I'm biased, but it was so beautiful. I thought that I wanted to start creating too. So my name, I'm afraid, is old, and should probably be updated. But I'm a bit lazy like that and never have done.
Oh, wow. I think it's
I
a,
think
a
it's
wonderful name.
timeless.
Yeah.
Oh, did I
Name.
tell you how much I love you girls?
Maybe. And speaking of that, Sing and Indigo have dressed the Pulse TV staff in their, not what we're going to see in the models when we get to that exciting part of the show, but Harlee, myself, and the fashion and model directors all dressed in their clothing, and they do more than just intimate apparel. And also, they brought a gift today, very generous and kind.
It's an absolute pleasure.
And there's a landmark in it, right? So everyone can run over, check out the store.
I hope so.
I hope
So,
too.
so what are you wearing, Nani? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing.
Shall I tell you?
You should tell me the name so I don't get it wrong. That would be
You are
fantastic. We don't talk
you,
about me much, and so Harlee just did she did the unthinkable, but I'll get her for it later.
you are wearing our Sylvia range, which was based around a tropical theme. I was looking at all the colours and the styles of the tropics at the time, so I wanted something that was a little bit different. And you look rather wonderful in it.
That was sort of the appeal. Nani is a Hawaiian name, so that was why. And the one they picked for Harlee reminded me of her. It's fun. It's a little edgy, and I think the color looks great.
I'm a flapper. It's the Davina flapper in purple.
That's
So,
right.
I love it.
So we're going to have Sing at the end of the show perform a little song number, and Harlee's going to dance for us, just so everybody's clear. This is the thing.
Yeah, just so you're 100% clear. Yeah, we didn't actually decide on doing that at all.
Well, we just decided.
Oh, okie
Goody.
See, Indigo's all for it. Now, before we break, we have pose models out with the audience. We have Molly, and she's in Portia. What can you tell us about Portia in magenta?
Well, I'm not going to scroll my viewer to actually look at her because I do tend to crash tonight. But I can tell you that the Porsche is one of our showgirl costumes. So we really wanted to focus on something fun and flirty, which was great for sort of dance hall performances. And it's a favourite with the ladies who come into our shop and they're performers and burlesque dancers.
It has some beautiful highlighting down the front that I particularly love. It's a lovely sheen on it. And the frills obviously give it that flirty edge, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also say that Arwen, standing next to her, she is in Victoria and gold. It kind of has the same feel, you know, to me. It's very showy, very burlesque.
Yes, absolutely. This was a kind of very opulent lingerie range. So we were kind of creating this one with drama and sophistication in mind. So this one's very indulgent, I think.
Yeah, I think it kind of has historical influences too. There's a few references certainly on the bodice, I think, that give it a little bit of occasion there.
Oh, I think I see an occasion where you're meeting your significant other at the door after work and wearing that.
Harlee's so whimsical. This is sweet. She's the
that's
sweet
just
one.
me every day. Yeah, I'm with you, Harlee.
You answer the door for the mailman like that?
No.
Good.
I should do a lingerie for that.
You should.
We should do a
actually
mailman
should.
range, actually.
You should call it Harlee.
We'll call it Harlee.
Okay,
Harlee.
you're going silly on me.
All right. Well, now that we have given you guys just a little tease and taste of what's coming up when we bring the models out, we're going to hear from our sponsors again, and we will be right back after these messages.
Pulse Television Network. Programming you can feel.
Well, thank you for still being here with us, everyone. And now the part of our show you've all been waiting for, where we got to see a little peek of all of the wonderful things they have to offer at SELDOM. First up, we have Bella, and she is wearing the Amelia camisette in plum. And where did this one come from?
This Amelia lingerie is our latest design, and in fact we've only just put it out on the shelves. We haven't sent out any note cards to advertise it yet, so this is brand new. And this Amelia range came about as a project for a lingerie customer of mine in real life who wanted a brochure designed, and she wanted illustrations in it rather than real life photos, so we decided to use SL avatars instead. And this is really heavily using lace. We love lace a lot here at SELDOM. So we wanted to make this range very delicate, very lacy, and very girly.
You definitely hit the mark on that, and it's got a little bit of fire and feistiness to it. So I like that. It's just in the cut, you know.
Yeah, it's in the cut, and I also think in the movement too, because sometimes you want a bit of movement, that realism. Sometimes you want it quite static and less fussy, but this is, again, it harks back, I think, to a little bit of historical reference, as you can see the form through the lace, and that's what I think makes it so pretty.
Bella did a good job with it too. Thank you, Bella.
Yes, thanks, Bella.
Thank you, Bella.
Next up, we have Ellie, and she is also in Amelia, but she is in the bra, and I promised I wasn't going to say this word, but it's the bra and French knicker set.
Sorry, what's the problem with saying? What's the problem with that?
It's just not our word. It's not our word
love
for
knickers.
knickers. Yes.
Oh,
Because it's our favourite word.
Is
Seldom
it?
blue.
I wouldn't go that far, actually.
All right, I'll
Um,
just speak for myself.
But yeah, we wear knickers.
I love the knickers on this. I'm really pleased with the way that they've come out
I
because
like
they're
the overlay. I really like the
Mm.
cut and then the sheer lace overlay.
I'm glad that you like it. And also, I tried something different with the suspenders, putting an extra ribbon down on the suspenders to make them a little bit more interesting as well. But I'm really pleased with the way that this one came out.
Oh, I'm really enjoying this romantic shade of pink that you used in this one too. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, and the suspenders I think are really good to lifelike because of the shading that you've put down. I mean, the detailing.
The detail is
It's
phenomenal.
exquisite.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you saw a design like this in the real world, it would you would think it was exquisite. It has
Yes, and you would be
translated.
your arm and legs, so then you wouldn't have anything to rock it out with.
Absolutely.
Ellie did a great job.
Yeah, you look great.
Thank you, Ellie.
And this next one, Lissa, very fun, so I can't wait to hear about it. She is wearing the Aphrodisia in caramel.
Yes, I think fun is the word for this set.
We've got quite a few customers in World, as I said before, who are dancers and performers, and lots of showgirls who always need more flamboyant and sassy stage outfits. The corset on this was a real challenge for me, as I have a very love-hate relationship with prims, unlike my sister who excels in prim work. And the inspiration for this one actually came from the Victoria's Secret's catwalk shows. I don't know whether you've seen them, but they have very flamboyant costumes and lots of feathers.
They
and
have
corsets.
amazing, they're a big, very big deal here. Amazing show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
and you
very
could feathers and ruffles here. So bouncy.
It is, yeah. The way that it moves is just perfect. And I think you could see this on the Victoria's Secret catwalk. I would say we could see it there.
Completely.
We could.
And there's so much going on. This isn't a piece which is, some of our silhouettes are much simpler, but this is a piece which has so much going on that you can almost see the man hours that have gone into producing it.
And thank you for bringing the bounce, Alyssa.
Yes, thank you. It's gorgeous.
You look fabulous.
The ladies work really hard, and as Harlee was sharing a little bit earlier, it's not just it's not easy to walk into the modeling world here in Second Life, much like the First Life. And we have Selena coming up next, and she is in the Kira corset, electric blue. I love this color.
Thank you. The Kira is one of our earliest texture corset ranges. I think I was going through a country and western phase with this one a little bit, but it remains our absolute bestseller. We've got lots of soft colour options in this, but and also we have bra and panty sets available in this if you prefer a slightly less modest look. But yeah, this is a favourite with our customers.
Yeah, it's actually my favourite of all time, and I think the ratio of frills to corset is perfect on this piece. And
You like your frills, don't you?
you like our girly frills.
They're so girly. That's
but
right.
there's, you've got everything on it. You've got some strapping at the front. You've got frills, ribbon. It's just the epitome of lingerie sophistication. It's just beautiful.
And Selena was so nice and let me feed her a lot of cookies before the show. So she had the right amount of curve. Thank you.
She looks absolutely gorgeous.
I think I know what you're saying.
we have Susan coming out next, and she's in the Leanna corset set in white. I like this one too. I have to say, very classic to me, the nice black and white.
Now, this Liana corset set was inspired by a very raunchy lingerie set that I found on the net, but I wanted to keep it a little more demure. So I kept the sheer panels on the side of the corset rather than at the front. There's lots of different variations with this range as well, but they all come with those little lace cute gloves. But yeah, I really like this one.
I see a touch of sophistication as well in this design. I think maybe it has a lot to do with the pattern and the colors.
Yeah, and the little cutouts at the front are very
Yes,
cute.
absolutely.
They're hinting at a little something underneath. And the flirty lace edges at the top of the knickers. No, I'm not allowed to say knickers. What do you say instead of
Say
knickers?
knickers.
We say knickers. We say panties. We say
panties. So that there's frilling at the sides of the panties, but also if you look closely, there's frilling at the very front, just edging the very front part. And again, it's very flirty, without being overtly, without being tacky, as we would say. It just hints at what's underneath, which I think it's a sophisticated way of
it leaves a little bit to the imagination, you know.
Yeah,
that way there's still some undressing with the eyes going on there.
Absolutely. It's sexy without being cheap.
There you go. And Susan did a good job. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks,
lovely.
Susan.
And then last, we have Yuka coming out, and she is in the Elizabeth corset lingerie set in hot pink. We had to have some hot pink. Had to be done.
The Elizabeth is one of our more recent ranges, and I think I was definitely trying to channel high-end posh corsetry with this one. It's got lots of subtle detail on it. I really enjoyed working on this one. And although you can't see it here, we tried out our very first mesh corset on this range. So yeah, we had a lot of fun doing this one.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah, I like all the gold accent you used in the bows. It really offset the pink well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's definitely a high-end looking piece, and the back is again harking on from, you know, our historical references. I think it's a very clever design, and I like the use of all the little prims. It's again elegant, I think, very elegant piece.
It is, and fun. I think I'd have fun in that.
I don't think, Harlee. I know. It's no thing.
Wouldn't you?
Do you talk about that kind of stuff on here?
No.
No, of course not.
No, of course not. But we are going to see all of the ladies again.
Oh, fab.
You're going to come back. Yeah, you get to, and here is where we showcase that SELDOM Blue brings the sensual sizzle to your second life. So ladies, come back out and join us. And Indigo and Sing, thank you for making the time to be here with us today. It's been a treat and way more fun than you believe me when I tell you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you for
asking us.
Thank
you to all the team, and thanks to all the models. They've been wonderful.
The models, yeah, not being afraid to show their skin and get a little sexy. The girls are great. And studio audience, you have been outstanding. And don't forget to subscribe to our Pulse TV Network YouTube channel, where you can catch this show and all our other outstanding original programming. You can look for the Total Model Makeover contestant search board right here in the studio, and watch for Harlee coming up on that, because she's going to get crazy. She showed you that today, so you don't want to miss that. And we will see you next week, where we perpetuate your passion for fashion with the hottest fix here on FashionFix. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Goodbye. Bye. Bye bye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye bye. Bye. Goodbye. Bye bye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye bye.